Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new to my channel, then hello, my name is Alice Bradley. I post fashion, lifestyle and manifestation content over on this channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you've clicked on this video because you are looking for a sign or you're looking for a little bit of direction with your manifestations, then you have come to the right place, the right channel. Please do subscribe, like this video and keep watching. So I've been really thinking about the topics that I want to cover in relation to manifestation, and a lot of the things that kind of have struck a chord with me recently have been to do with imposter syndrome. And I've been noticing it a lot actually in my life, in my own personal life, and the lives of other people around me and people that contact me and ask me about manifestation and getting on that spiritual journey. So I thought today's video would be really beneficial to those of you who are maybe starting their manifestation journey or are well on their way with their manifestations. They're clear on what they want, but they're finding that they're struggling with believing that they're actually worthy. It's a very normal thing that people go through in their waking lives. As we know, when we step into education, when we get ourselves on the career ladder, when we start making moves in our lives to the next chapter, it can bring about this feeling of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is essentially this feeling that you are not worthy, not ready enough to step in to the next stage of your life. So this can cover so many different things, and I think when you're manifesting, it can be a really hard one to overcome because manifestations in themselves feel like big aspirations, big dreams, big goals for ourselves. So this idea that we're not worthy tends to seep in, and it can actually really hinder how these things come into our lives and manifest for ourselves. So I thought this video would be nice to touch on the subject and to also give you some tips and tricks, things that have really helped me align with believing in myself, believing in the frequency of attraction rather than the lack of. So I really hope this video is going to be beneficial to you guys. Get yourself a cup of tea or a nice cold glass of water. I always find that helps to clear the mind. I have got myself a big tumbler of water, so I will be sipping away throughout this video. So let's get stuck in. Let's talk about some tips and tricks that I've learned and getting yourself onto the frequency of attraction. So to start off, I really want you guys to focus on one goal, one thing that you really want to manifest in your life right now. Take a minute to think about that goal and what it is specifically that is drawing you to that goal. Is it a feeling? And without fail, it is going to be a feeling. There is something wrapped up in the thing that you want to manifest. The feeling around it will be the actual answer to this question. So the first thing that I want you to do is get that goal clear in your head. So take, for example, you want to manifest a car for yourself. This is going to be a physical thing that you want to manifest, but the feelings surrounding it are going to be the reason as to why you are manifesting it. So perhaps you're looking for the feeling of freedom. You want to be able to just get in your own car and drive off to anywhere that you need to go. You want to make the decision. You want to have the keys to your own car. This vehicle is going to take you from A to B. So take the thing that you want to manifest, for example, the car. This is what we're going to be using for the purpose of this video. You're going to write out the feelings surrounding this physical thing, this attribute. So we've got ourselves the feeling of freedom. Perhaps we've got this feeling of confidence with driving. Maybe you're not a confident driver, but you really want to learn to drive and have a really nice car. You're going to be looking after this car. This car is going to be like your baby. So perhaps it's actually a pride thing. Perhaps you want to feel confident driving a nice car around. Those things are going to be associations to your goal. Now, the important thing when detracting from imposter syndrome is to focus on the feeling itself rather than the actual thing that you want to manifest. Sometimes it can be hard to believe that someone like yourself is able to attract a thing like a car, a physical thing that seems so out of reach. Perhaps there are lots of steps in your head that you think mentally you need to get to in order to get to this place. I want you to take a complete reverse on that and imagine that you already have that thing in your life. And it's really easy when we talk about manifesting to act as if, but I think people don't really understand what that actually entails. Imagine you have the car parked on your driveway and you're looking out the window of your house and you're seeing this car parked up, and there's going to be a feeling there. Maybe it's a feeling of pride, maybe it's a feeling of freedom that tomorrow you can wake up and get in your car and drive off. Those are the feelings I want you to focus on. So when I want to get myself onto the feeling frequency, I take myself on a long walk, or I do a bit of a meditation session. Find something that works for you. It might be as simple as running a bath and just dwelling and sitting in the feeling of pride, the feeling of freedom, imagining yourself having that thing in your life. Actually focusing on the feelings that you're going to experience is going to make it much more attainable in your mind's eye. Your subconscious will be able to associate so easily with feeling. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, and I advise writing this down. Sometimes journaling and getting your words and thoughts on paper can be really easy, just to break everything down and you can actually revisit it. So I recommend doing that. But getting clear on the feeling and then the association of the feeling. So taking this feeling of freedom, I want you to then mind map around the feeling of freedom and write down things that make you feel free in your current life. Is it the ability to go on a walk whenever you like? Are you furloughed? Are you working from home? Chances are you are. So you've got that freedom, that ability to just go on a nice leisurely walk if you want to and need to. Having things in your waking life, in your day-to-day, your average everyday, that associate to that similar feeling is going to put you on the frequency of the thing that you want to attract. And finding that time each day to feel that emotion at least once is already putting you on the alignment of the thing that you want to manifest. So getting on that frequency is going to be so beneficial to removing this feeling of imposter syndrome. And it can be a really nice way to just go, you know what, I'm actually one step closer to my vision actualizing because I felt that feeling today. I felt the feeling of freedom. I felt the feeling of pride. I've looked out of the window and visualized my car being there. I've visualized the feeling as I've gone on a long walk. I feel proud of myself for getting out on a long walk. So associating things and connecting things together, it's all about convincing the subconscious that you're already on that frequency. Now, frequencies are a really hard thing to talk about because we can't really see it. It's not something we can measure, but emotions can be measured. We can feel things in our heart, you know? So getting clear on the emotions associated with the thing that you want is going to make things all the more easier. Also as well, if you want to manifest something like a healthier lifestyle, maybe you're actually thinking about a fitness goal, maybe you're wanting to get fit in time for hot girl summer, or you're thinking about focusing on getting to a healthier, better you. Maybe the goal is to lose some weight or to get more confident with running. I did Couch to 5K last year. That type of thing is the goal. But then what I want you to do is write out the list of feelings you're going to feel having attained that goal. So for example, this idea that you're healthy, that you've got a clear mind. So getting out on walks is a really great thing to do because you're already one step closer to actioning a healthier lifestyle. You're on the frequency of attracting those things. It works hand in hand with diminishing imposter syndrome when manifesting. And it's so easy to feel like your manifestations are crazy and out of reach. And I think that's why it's important to be careful where you are talking about your manifestations or the things that you want to attract, because we can pick up negative frequencies very, very easily. We can talk about something that we want to get, and it's very easy for somebody to say something that just deters from our belief in ourselves. It might be something as simple as you want to manifest a specific car and somebody says, oh well, it's really hard to drive, or it's really uncomfortable to drive. That's going to put you off. That's going to put you totally off frequency. So being careful as well with where you're aligning your goals, being careful where you put your vision boards, having people around you that you can trust. Be careful with that, because that is going to really impact your feeling of imposter syndrome, subconsciously or not. Some people, you might be consciously aware that they tend to have quite a negative outlook on things. Just be careful around those people. If it's something that you're finding not easy to get to grips with or see, then just have things for you. Find yourself a space that is private for you and is where you bring your thoughts and feelings into the mix, and that's solely. So that's going to really benefit you. Now, my next tip for removing this feeling of imposter syndrome is to check in regularly with your goals. It's very easy to set things up for yourself and say, well, in 5 years time I want X, Y and Z, but actually those can feel like really distant, unachievable goals. It's great to have long-term visions for yourself, but finding things that make you feel good in the now or make you attract that frequency of the things, big goals that you want to attract, is going to be really beneficial to believing that you can manifest. So this is what I call quick manifestors and quick manifestations that are just going to align you closer to that feeling of that goal being actualized. So one of my favorite things to do is I get to the end of the month and I think about my vision board for the following month. Now, this vision board can be completely detached from the bigger goals that you want to attract into your life. This is about your feeling, and I want this to be like an emotions board, but a vision board at the same time. So we know what we want to manifest. We want a healthier lifestyle, we want the car. Let's use those as examples for now. And we know the feelings, the things that make us want those things in our life. So we're going to take the feelings here and we're going to search for associations. Now, I love Pinterest, you guys know, big Pinterest person over here. I'm going to pop my Pinterest so you guys can give me a follow if you so wish. I've got so many vision boards and like inspiration boards, but what I want you to do is take the time to find things, find images or quotes that attach to the feelings that you want to experience when you're manifesting. So if we want pride, if we want joy, if we want freedom, find things that look symbolic to that or evoke those feelings. So if I think of freedom, I think of being in an aeroplane or being a bird or being in the sky and just seeing the sky, or associating myself with the words to do with freedom. So get yourself a vision board that feels a bit more metaphorical, and you're just going to check in with that quite regularly throughout the month. It's going to be a themes board, a general themes of how you want to feel. And that actually brings me on to my next tip, which is to create a more of and less of board. This you can keep in a diary or a journal. You could have it up on your wall. I'm quite a visual person. I like to see things and be motivated every single day. So my desk area is just heaving with bits of paper and inspiration. I thrive off of that, but some people might find that messy. So if you do find that messy, pop it in your manifestation journal. What I'm going to get you to do is divide the page into two, and for the month you're going to put more of and you're going to put less of. Now, this is something that you can add to and delve into throughout the month. It's not something that you have to be clear on at the beginning, because things happen and we pick up on things that maybe we hadn't seen at the beginning of the month. So this is totally normal to add bits on or think, actually, not essential for me to focus on this month. But more of, you're going to write all the things that you want to do more of in the month. That's going to make you feel those feelings that are close to your manifestation. And you're going to do the same with less of. So dumping things on there that you want to say goodbye to. So we're going to say goodbye to imposter syndrome for one. Maybe it's specific people that you want to make sure that you just don't let know about your manifestations. Like, just make a little mental note. Maybe it's people that you want to be specifically clear that you want to focus on less throughout the month, because you're going to feel a certain way when you're around them. And with that, I would say just be a little careful about the people that you have around you. Like, if you feel like you can't speak to those people passionately about the things that you want to create and cultivate in your life, then are they for you? And I know it's easier said than done in that case, but just be careful. Think about the people that do bring you joy and do push you towards the things that you want to manifest and cultivate in your life. Those are the people that you want to put on your more of side of things. So you can put all sorts on here, things that are just going to make you feel better, feel happier. Maybe you want to do more daily walks. I find I get such a clear head and I have so many ideas after a walk. So I would put down more walks every day. Get on a walk, Alice. Finding things that just is going to align you a little bit better. Those are the things that you want to put on this page, and it's going to be so beneficial. My next tip is to align yourself with somebody who already has the thing that you have. Perhaps it's a business that you want to manifest in your life. finding out more about the people that inspire you to do that thing is going to really put you on the frequency that they are sitting on, rather than imposter syndrome. So I would really recommend taking the time to do the research, read up on interviews, read up on profile pieces, watch video interviews of them, see how they interact with the person interviewing them. I always find you can feel the frequency of the person based on how they communicate with the interviewer. I always think this is a beneficial tool to aligning yourself onto that frequency and towards those bigger goals. Perhaps even sitting down and thinking, okay, well, if I was in the hot seat, if I was getting interviewed, what would I answer to that question? How would I answer that question if I was a CEO, if I did have my own business? Finding yourself in the shoes of that person, the person that already has what you want, is going to be so beneficial. If it's something that you have access to, then I would really recommend that you just get yourself as close to that thing as possible. So a car, it's very easy to go and test drive one. Going into a dealership, speaking to them and saying, this is my current situation, what would I need to do to get to the point of purchasing a car, or get to the point where I can finance the car and have it in my life. They are going to be people who are far more in the know and clear on how you can get from where you are to attaining the thing that you want. And that brings me to my next point, which is really, really essential, and I don't know why people don't do it, but it's to take action. When I say taking action, I mean the little nitty-gritty things you can be doing in your day-to-day to bring you closer. One step closer, even if you're crawling towards the thing that you want in your life. Taking one bit of inspired action each day is going to bring you closer, whether you believe it or not. So if it's sending an email, if it's arranging a test drive, if it's contacting somebody who might know someone that might be able to get you into the position that you want to manifest yourself in. Finding small steps towards your goal is going to really help prevent imposter syndrome setting in, because by taking daily action, you are telling your subconscious, I'm already taking the steps forward, I'm already a step closer, so why would I believe that I'm not worthy? I'm already making progress, I can see action, I can look back and see how far I've come. So taking little small steps, baby steps towards the goal is going to make you feel so much more empowered, and it really is going to prevent imposter syndrome setting in. So make sure you focus on finding people who can help you take action, and also taking action yourself. Cultivating the feeling of what it is you want to attract in your life is ultimately going to allow you to sweep away imposter syndrome. If you can find and associate the feelings of the thing that you want, and you can feel those things within yourself, you have actually manifested from within, and it's going to be so much easier to attract the things that you want into your life, because you're already going to be on that feeling frequency. You're going to be taking action, you're going to be associating yourself and doing small daily activities to actually align yourself with the thing that you want. And finally, just remember that imposter syndrome is a form of validation. It's this feeling that we need to feel like we're worthy enough to have the things that we want. But the beauty of manifestation is it's all within our grasp. We all have the power to have the things that we want. We just have to believe in ourselves first. So in order to step away from imposter syndrome, we just need to believe that we are worthy. We need to feel that frequency, action those tips that I've mentioned today. I really hope this video has been beneficial to you and helped you feel as though imposter syndrome is something that you can deal with and move forward from. It can feel really hard sometimes when we don't know where to start and the goal just feels so out of reach. Don't let imposter syndrome trick you into believing that, because it's not true. You are always one step closer every single day to manifesting your desires, getting closer to the dream and the bigger visions. I promise you guys, you're going to be such great manifestors by the end of this video. I hope you guys have taken notes. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that helps you get over and overcome imposter syndrome. I would love to hear your tips and tricks as well. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe, stay aligned, and stay sweet.